Breaking tonight, is Labour on the brink of civil war? Reports suggest that Sir Keir Starmer is set to suspend 7 Labour MPs who rebelled.
The announcement by Keir Starmer, the leader of the New Labour Party and the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, to shut down the country's borders has sent ripples across the political landscape, both domestically and internationally. This decision marks a significant shift in the nation's immigration policy, reflecting a broader trend of rising nationalism and protective measures in response to global challenges. This essay will explore the context, motivations, implications, and reactions to this landmark decision, providing a comprehensive analysis of its potential impact on the UK and beyond. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more exclusive news. Keir Starmer's New Labour Party has long been associated with progressive values, championing social justice,
and informed the thinking of the Labour government, which is why you see some of those measures reflected in the King's speech of last week. So I am absolutely delighted.
Economic fairness and international cooperation. However, the party's stance on immigration has evolved, influenced by shifting public sentiment and the practical realities of governing a post-Brexit Britain. The decision to close the borders comes amid increasing concerns over national security, economic stability, and public health, particularly in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic and ongoing geopolitical tensions. The immediate context of this announcement is crucial to understand.
During the course of the show. Now look, as you all know, better than most, we live in a dangerous, volatile, and increasingly...
The UK has faced mounting pressure to control its borders more effectively, with immigration becoming a contentious issue in recent years. Brexit, driven in part by concerns over uncontrolled immigration from the European Union, fundamentally altered the UK's relationship with the world.
And the role that you play, ever more important for the defence and security of our country. And as you may have seen...
Post-Brexit, the government has sought to redefine its immigration policies, aiming to strike a balance between attracting skilled workers and addressing public concerns over job competition, social services, and cultural integration. Prime Minister Starmer's decision to shut down the borders is framed as a response to these multifaceted challenges.
At NATO and at the European political community. And on Friday, I had the pleasure of meeting the leader of Ukraine, President...
In his announcement, he emphasized the need to protect the nation's security, citing the rise in global terrorism and organized crime as significant threats. By closing the borders, the government aims to enhance its ability to monitor and control who enters the country, thereby reducing the risk of allowing dangerous individuals to exploit the immigration system.
Whether it's the EPC or whether it's seeing President Zelensky, as I did on Friday, it always gives me great comfort to know...
Economic considerations also play a pivotal role in this decision. The UK economy, like many others, has been battered by the pandemic, leading to a sharp increase in unemployment and economic uncertainty. By restricting immigration, the government hopes to alleviate pressure on the job market.
Thank you not only for being here today, but also for everything that you do for the security of our country.
Ensuring that British citizens are prioritized for employment opportunities. This move is seen as a way to bolster economic recovery by fostering a more stable and predictable labor market. Public health concerns have further intensified the call for stricter border controls. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in the global movement of people.
And we've launched our strategic defence review. We've taken the brakes off Britain with a plan for wealth creation in every community.
With international travel contributing to the rapid spread of the virus. Shutting down the borders is seen as a precautionary measure to prevent future outbreaks and protect the health and well-being of the population. This aspect of the policy has gained substantial public support, as many citizens remain wary of potential new variants and future pandemics. The announcement has sparked a wide range of reactions, reflecting the deeply polarized nature of the immigration debate.
And we're getting started on a new industrial strategy. Again, a concept that came very much from you to us in terms of the sort of way in which...
Supporters of the decision argue that it is a necessary step to safeguard the nation's interests. They contend that uncontrolled immigration has placed undue strain on public services, including healthcare, education, and housing.
Economic security and national security. But of course, we know that national renewal, it's not going to happen overnight.
By closing the borders, they believe the government can better manage these resources, ensuring that citizens receive the support they need. Moreover, proponents of the policy assert that it is a reclaiming of national sovereignty. In an era of global interconnectedness, they argue that it is essential for countries to assert control over their borders to protect their cultural identity.
A plan to make sure that we're training young people, not just for any business, but for the businesses that exist in their communities. The skills that you...
And social cohesion. This perspective resonates with a significant portion of the population who feel that globalization has eroded traditional values and norms, leading to a sense of loss and displacement. On the other hand, critics of the decision warn of its far-reaching negative consequences. Human rights organizations and advocacy groups have condemned the move.
And I'm excited for the work that we can do together. I've just met this morning some of the fantastic apprentices, bright, energetic, intelligent.
Arguing that it undermines the principles of openness and inclusivity that have long been a hallmark of the UK. They contend that shutting down the borders will exacerbate the plight of refugees and asylum seekers, many of whom are fleeing conflict and persecution.
Important to all American presidents. Thank you very much. Sam from Sky.
Prime Minister, given not just President Biden...
By closing its doors, the UK is seen as shirking its moral and humanitarian responsibilities on the global stage. Economists and business leaders have also voiced concerns about the potential economic fallout.
And so they were an incredible reminder of the talent that we have going forward. And I was allowed to speak to them without anybody else listening in because I wanted to...
The UK has traditionally benefited from the contributions of immigrants, who have filled critical roles in various sectors, including healthcare, technology, and agriculture. Restricting immigration could lead to labor shortages, hindering the country's ability to compete in a globalized economy.
That they wanted me and the government to think about the value of apprentices and to make sure that that was valued alongside the other things that so many young people do. And that was them.
Furthermore, the decision may deter international investment as businesses seek more open and welcoming environments for their operations.
As you would expect, particularly given the nature of the special relationship between our two countries, forged in difficult circumstances, endured for years.
Internationally, the announcement has drawn mixed reactions. Some countries have expressed understanding, noting that they too face similar challenges and pressures.
Incredible talent that we do have in this country. Young people with drive, ambition, and hopes of a better future. But we do have also...
However, others have criticized the UK for setting a dangerous precedent that could encourage other nations to adopt similarly restrictive policies. The global implications of this decision cannot be understated.
With the same commitment and passion, and I'm very, very pleased that the Education Secretary is one of the leaders of that role. In relation to...
As it may contribute to a more fragmented and isolationist world order. In the political arena, Starmer's decision has generated intense debate. Within his party, there are divisions between those who support the move as a pragmatic response to current realities.
If you stand back, as a system, it cannot be right that some people don't get to feel the pride of making a contribution.
And those who view it as a betrayal of the party's progressive values. The opposition has seized upon the announcement as an opportunity to criticize the government's handling of immigration and its broader approach to governance. This development is likely to shape the political landscape in the lead-up to the next general election, influencing voter sentiment and party strategies.
And match people's aspirations, which I know are there, with more opportunity. And in doing this, we will drive growth.
The social implications of shutting down the borders are profound. The UK has a rich history of multiculturalism.
As a woman who grew up in poverty, everybody who knows her background knows how hard it was for her. So that's why I'm very pleased that she's one of the chairs of...
With immigrants contributing to the nation's vibrant cultural tapestry. Restricting immigration risks undermining this diversity, leading to a more insular and homogeneous society.
Skills England will work with the Migration Advisory Committee. We will identify current and future skills gaps. Put in place plans to...
This shift could have long-term effects on social cohesion, potentially fostering divisions and exacerbating tensions between different communities.
Has said that your government will consider scrapping the two-child benefit cap. Is she right? And then on the US, Vice President Kamala Harris is now the frontrunner.
The decision also raises ethical questions about the balance between national security and individual rights. While it is essential to protect the country from external threats,
it was not flexible enough, didn't work well enough for you, and we will change that with the Growth and Skills Levy, giving you more flexibility to spend funds on the training.
It is equally important to uphold the principles of justice and fairness. The implementation of border controls must be carefully managed to ensure that they do not result in discrimination
in their area to provide the skills that are going to be needed. So I'm not going to put an arbitrary date on this, but I'm absolutely determined that we will get the skills that we need.
Or the erosion of civil liberties. The broader implications of this decision extend beyond the immediate effects on immigration policy. It raises fundamental questions about the direction in which the UK is heading as a society and a nation.
And this is key, because I said on the steps of Downing Street 2 weeks ago Thursday that I wanted to govern for the whole...
Will this move towards stricter border controls mark a departure from the country's historical openness and commitment to multiculturalism? Or is it a temporary measure designed to address pressing challenges in an increasingly complex and interconnected world? Furthermore, the decision will likely have a lasting impact on the UK's international relationships.
We listened to you when we were developing our plan for growth, and that informs it. Some of your fingerprints are on our plan, and I hope they reflect the conversation.
Allies and partners will be closely watching how this policy unfolds, and it could influence their own approaches to immigration and border control. Diplomatic relations may be strained.
Skills, look, there's no quick fix on this, but on skills, we do know what is needed. That's why Skills England has been set up. That's why
particularly with countries that have strong immigrant ties to the UK. The decision could also impact the UK's standing in international organizations and its ability to influence global discussions on migration.
You need to put into place. That's how a partnership works, where both sides understand what their part is, but recognise they're not the same part. Government and business do different things.
And human rights. Keir Starmer's announcement has set the stage for a profound national conversation about identity, security, and the future. It is a moment that calls for careful consideration and balanced debate.
Real resolve. I respect the decision that he has now made. Not an easy decision, but a decision that I know that he will have arrived at.
As the UK navigates its way through the challenges of the 21st century, the outcomes of this policy will serve as a defining element of Starmer's tenure.
We can do even more. And in that spirit, it really is a huge honour so early in this government to open the air show and
the country's trajectory in the years to come. Prime Minister Keir Starmer's announcement to shut down the UK's borders represents a significant and controversial shift in the nation's immigration policy, driven by concerns over national security, economic stability, and public health.
Thank you.
This decision reflects broader global trends towards protectionism and nationalism. While it has garnered support from those who believe it will safeguard the country's interests, it has also faced criticism for its potential negative consequences on human rights, the economy.
Thirdly, Nick.
Thank you, Prime Minister, can I firstly ask you about the situation with President Biden? How worried are you about instability
and social cohesion? The full impact of this policy will unfold over time, shaping the future of the UK and its role in the world. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, do you agree with Keir Starmer's border shutdown decision? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.